What is good, friends,
My bad.
and welcome back. It's your boy 44 Mike back with another one, and today I have a well-known content creator. He needs no introduction, but for those who are unaware, here's Scopes. Scopes, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Mag? Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. It's been a while. How you been?
I'm doing great. Just finished a conquest, being super busy. I'm back making videos, dealing with real work and the content creation with the game. Not easy. For those who think I'm a full time content creator, I am not. So here we are. I have a cool topic to talk about today. It will be a podcast kind of video where I want to talk about an interesting topic. You're well aware of the Brave Spat event, where you have a chance to collect some exclusive unit skin, collection truck, collection boat, if you are willing to participate in the legendary battlefield. This is not for everyone, but since most of you guys already have the coins, you just need that special key, and the only way to obtain that special key is to play in the legendary battlefield. Some of you may think that it is worth it, as already have the points, so let's go in legendary, and it's going to be like a free lunch, but there's no such thing as a free lunch, and you guys need to be aware of the consequence to play in this battlefield, as it's not for everyone.
I 100% agree, Mag. And honestly, myself, I've been thinking about it. I have been thinking about going to just one L4 to play in Legendary. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone in my server that's going there to be able to do this. But even if I would, I mean, I'm an artillery main, I'm 400 mil, and that is the bottom barrel of Legendary. So I would not have a good time. So anyone who's my level and lower is really going to struggle. So yeah, what do you think, Mag?
We agree on one thing. This is exactly my power level threshold to be even competitive in gold. I just finished a gold battlefield. Of course, in gold, there's a few different tier of gold one. I've seen some commanders. I've talked to one specially that is just shy of 400 million power. He didn't have a good time. He barely made his 10,000 kills, so he did not even complete his minimum kills requirement. A it was difficult. He didn't enjoy it at all. He will be back in Gold 3, where he will fight against commanders of his same power level. And in Gold 1 right now, I'm at 700 all-time power, and I've seen commander up to a billion, almost a billion all-time power. Of course, there's not a lot of them, but still, you have to deal with them, and it could be difficult for a player half of this power. If you are a trophy chaser and absolutely need that unit skin, your mind is made up and you don't need to watch this video. However, if you are undecided and already have enough tokens to purchase those skins, you may want to weigh the pros and cons of playing on a high level battlefield.
So for sure, guys. For me, in my personal opinion, the pros would be you get a new skin. Another pro, it's a 7% extra firepower skin. But the cons are, in my personal opinion, the fact it's only 2% more than a standard skin that you can get from, say, anywhere else in any other stores. Now, as you know, you can collect those silver coins over time as a free to play player, and you can indeed get something from, for example, the legendary showroom. And they do have like the Nebula skin and some other skins available for the Marty howitzer, which is what the skin is. So you're only going to gain an extra 2%. So if you think about it, you'll be joining a legendary battlefield for at least basically a month. So that's a month of you being stuck somewhere you're not strong enough. But at the same time, you might not even get any of the rewards. So you're losing out on a lot more rewards just to gain 2% firepower on your Howie. That's how I view it. So, like, you got to definitely weigh out what's going to be a better option for you, and probably stay in your own league with having, just that -2% on a skin. I think that's going to be the better option overall. But that's just me personally. What do you think, Mag?
So the pros is your alliance is fortunate and will ultimately be part of the winning coalition. It's an effortless victory and you will reap plentiful rewards. Cons, your alliance is part of the losing side and you will spend the next 26 days in a miserable environment. You will struggle to reach 10,000 kills and your base will never recover its full health points as it will blow up multiple times per day. It's not easy. I mean, I almost lived this experience back in the day where you had no save zone. I couldn't even survive for 10 minutes straight. Additionally, even if you belong in a strong alliance, your contribution to success may be limited because you'll be competing against experienced players who are online around the clock. It's essential to choose your target carefully as there will be no margin for error. So how low is too low, in my opinion, to be in gold or even legendary? The all-time power doesn't mean much nowadays, as many variables can affect your actual power. However, we need to establish a benchmark. So let's use 400 million as a power level. In my opinion, 400 million power is the bare minimum to be competitive in Gold 1. In Legendary 1, you feel like a goldfish in a shark tank. You'll be targeted constantly as other commanders will look for easy kills. Get ready to be bullied.
So I'm 400 mil, and I personally think I might be able to do something, but it's definitely not going to be. I won't even be close to the top 100 in Fighting Machine. Whereas right now in Gold 2, I'm always within the top 10 and normally within the top 3 of Fighting Machine. So it's going to be a very big difference for me. And I think 400 mil, obviously, you should definitely have at least a modern tech done. But obviously, that's only going to be one modern tech. You're not going to have like both modern techs at that level. You might do, but it's unlikely.
You may have a, let's say, 1 or 2 or even 5 modern units, but modern units is not enough in Legendary. You need top officers, you need a high collector level, and for almost free-to-play or casual spender, that ain't gonna cut it.
For sure, I 100% agree with you. Like, I think that's one big thing about the difference between Gold like 2, Gold 1, and that is the main thing is collector level. I mean, the highest collector level I think I've had in Gold 2 is around the sort of 50 something, and even then, that's really high for Gold 2. Normally, on average, it's between 30 and 40. I mean, I myself only have I think 26, so it's definitely a big jump, and that's one thing that's just instantly gonna like melt any of my units.
So you can always deploy your base far from the action to avoid getting blown up. However, at this power level, there is no safe space. You can easily get bombed or fall within reach of a rocket launcher rally. If you want to contribute to your alliance's success, you will have no choice but to set up your base near the action, hoping to score a few lucky kills. You may consider leading rallies, which is a great option as long as you can adapt your gameplay to a higher tier battlefield. You cannot approach a 300 million base the same way you approach a 900 million base. Many commanders in Legendary 1 are veterans and understand the game mechanics. They will exploit your weakness and decimate your rally. If you keep losing troops under your management, nobody will send you units. So it's up to you to decide whether you prefer an enjoyable gaming experience, battling against a commander of a similar power level, or taking the risk of getting carried to the victory lane. And that's the best scenario. The worst case scenario is spending the entire conquest inside your safe zone. Practically, those unit skins will have zero impact on your performance. They're just for the cool factor. However, a wise man told me once, you cannot regret something you didn't do. As long as an alliance is willing to accept your application, it's all good. So basically, it's all up to you. I mean, we're not here to tell you what to do. You're a grown-up man. You take this decision. But just to keep in mind, I've been in legendary battlefields many times. You need some dedication. You need some talent. And if you are a lower power commander, you will need a lot of seat time to compensate and try to get some kills by being at the right moment, at the right place. And you may be able to score a few kills, but let's say that worst case scenario, you already have those tokens, you have nothing to lose, and try your luck and obtain that key that will unlock those base skins if this is what you're looking for. What was your highest battlefield you've played? Gold 2?
Gold 2. Gold 2, yeah.
Gold
That's
2?
where I am now.
And you're 400 million power.
Yeah.
How many exclusive officers you have?
I have one, and it's Lady Liberty. And I'm working on Red Heat right now.
Right. What would be your...
And
yeah?
I think on average, that's the same for most people in Gold 2. It's rare we come across Gold 2 members that have 2 exclusive lounges. But there are some. It's very rare, but maybe there'll be like 1 per alliance at most. But yeah, I mean, 100%. I can't even for the last 3 to 4 L4s think of anyone in particular who has had multiple exclusive lounges. And if you think about Legendary, almost every commander has 3 or more.
Oh, so, 3 is nothing.
Includes on the air.
3 is nothing, bro. Talent-wise, because you understand the game mechanic, you all your decision, or there's a thought process behind everything. Talent-wise, how would you rate your playstyle compared to the average? Above average?
I guess I could say above average. Like I can hold my own, but then the stronger you are, I feel like this would also be the same in Epic, to be fair. But like it at some point it gets to a threshold where it doesn't matter how talented you are, the sheer numbers and rallies versus your one base, there's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter how good you are. There's nothing you can do when you've just got so many rallies around you, so many, higher collector levels or anything like that. So at some point, it doesn't matter how good I am. As soon as a whole alliance gets online and they form multiple rallies, there's only so long I can, hold them off. I can get a couple of kills as they're approaching, stuff like that. But eventually, the numbers will swarm you and you're a dead base. So I think that's the main thing that people are going to learn really fast when approaching into, especially if they're lower power, like 400 or below, and they're approaching to legendary. That's one thing they're going to learn very quick is, oh yeah, I'm a base to base. I solo everyone. I'm always top of the kills. That ain't going to matter. That's not going to matter when you're in Epic. So there's a big difference, and you'll probably have a very different output on what it's like over there.
Even at the same power level, if your enemy has twice the collector level, like let's say you're at 40, he's at 80, your troops will have 0 effect on him. It doesn't matter if you play a clean game, a perfect game, he will make some mistake, and those mistakes won't affect him because your troops has no effect. So it's a losing battle. You can try. I mean, even myself, I fight against a commander that have a slightly higher collector level, and there's something wrong. Like, I mean, I had this guy. I swear I had him, but I didn't. He survived because of his high tech, his collector level, all that good stuff. But in Gold 1, not many commanders are above me. So, I mean, you're not struggling too much, but in Legendary, it's like the best of the best, the most active are there. Yeah. I think it's a good idea from Lilith to try to pull people in Legendary. However, I don't think it will have a permanent effect. I think most of us who think about going there is just for one battlefield. They want to try it out, motivated by the rewards, and that's it. I don't think they will enjoy it because, guys, between you and me, I play this game because it's fun. I'm having fun. If you keep losing, if you struggle, you're not gonna have a good time, and it's not worth to say, I need those skins, I'm gonna keep playing, but even if it sucks, and then you end up losing interest in the game, maybe getting burnout. So it's up to you. I mean, try it or not. We're trying to give you the best advice so you enjoy the game to its fullest potential. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think it's a really hard situation for Lilith to be in. I understand they want to push more people to legendary. Is giving away a skin that's only available for legendary a good idea? No, but realistically speaking, what other ways do they really have? Um, I mean, out of any video that I've seen you post, myself post, or any other content creator post talking about Warpath, the comment section's the same. Everyone's just pretty much saying that it doesn't matter what you do in legendary, you're never gonna have fun if the um the collector level is a thing. And I understand it, if you are paying money, you're gonna want that collector level. I'm sure all the big boys that are 1 billion power, if Lilith just went, your collector level's gone, you're equal to everyone else, they're quitting the game, right? So they
They're gonna
can't get
stop
rid of
spending.
collector level.
Yeah.
Well, for sure, they'd probably quit the game full stop because they'd feel cheated. But like, it's at the point where that collector level is so crazy different in power that there's no way for them to bring that back down to be more balanced. I
No.
feel like so.
Yeah, it's too late now.
They're in a really hard spot. I understand they want to get more life into the legendary because I'm pretty sure there's not even enough teams to max out a legendary. Is that true? Like they're
Right
having
now,
to
no.
drag up
There's maybe
the gold
six
ones.
teams. We have
Yeah.
300,
So
S40, F2P, 27 NT, Goth. And
So I
my
mean, I think that's the main
yeah.
problem is that there's just not enough alliances going there, so they do need to get more in. And I respect that they're really trying to, increase the life up in that league because it's not just going to be the same teams over and over. But realistically speaking, do you personally, Mag, think there is any way that they can do it? Because I thought about it, and what they're doing now with the skin is kind of the only option they have, but it's still not a great option.
I think that some are definitely looking for that skin. It's the only way for them to obtain a skin for free. I understand that. For me, the appeal is not there because I can get. I'm privileged. I can get. I mean, almost any skin. For me, it doesn't make. It's $1 more, $1 less. It doesn't matter. I'd rather uh, seek for a fun battlefield than having an extra skin. So for me, but I understand the commanders that have no skins or very few skins. They do have this Martyr's Watch howitzer, and they want that skin. I get that. However, I don't think that there's something broken with the high level gameplay, and I mean, some alliance they tried legendary Squid Squad, Fire, they didn't like it for many reasons. First reason, I don't want to digress too much, but essentially, all the big boys, all the politic, they will decide, okay, so we're gonna fix the team. You go with this side, and you go with us, and you feel like the fifth wheel and the equation. You feel like you're just you're getting told what to do, and it's not really rewarding. So there is that aspect. And second of all, the high collector level, the super powerful players that are active 24/7. Some accounts are being managed by more than one pilot to ensure that the account is always running. You cannot compete with that unless you're a well organized alliance. And to obtain that, you need some high level players that are already in those alliances in legendary. So whatever's left, there's not much to play with. So
Yeah.
I don't know how they can fix that. I understand that the spenders must be rewarded with merchandise, with buffs, bonuses, skins, all that good stuff. If you cut this, you're gonna piss off all the big spenders that contribute for those represent 1% of 99% of Lilith's income. So you have to be careful how you treat them. You cannot just cut them off. That would be
I mean, I've got
a problem.
one idea that's genuinely just popped to my mind is you currently have a restricted playthrough and you have the classic, right? So you've got a competitive, which is restricted, and you've got the classic, which is no restrictions. Now, what I think they should do is bring back no restricted over on the classic mode, for legendary. And then what that would allow is anyone can go there with any levels and have fun with, being strong. And I don't know if you noticed recently with the whole restrictions being for 9.1 for legendary over on the test server,
Mhm.
the sort of the is it the PTS servers?
PTR.
They're testing something where 9.1 is going to be legendary, 9.0 is all gold, and then silver and below will gradually goes down as well. So I think that that's kind of are going to be a really big shock to a lot of people being in legendary and you're only allowed 9.1 units. But imagine not only is the units restricted in legendary for the restricted cycle, but also collector level.
Yeah.
So if they was to restrict 9.1 units and collector level 50, say, because it's still the average person has it, right? Up in them higher leagues is what I'm referring to. The average person in Epic normally has 50 or above, if I'm not mistaken. So if they was to limit not only the units but collector level in restricted, and then anyone who wants 9.2 units, collector level unlimited, they can go over to the classic mode and have free will over there. And you will see a lot of people going over there, if I'm honest with you, because they're not going to want to lose that collector level. But that would also then clear up the legendary. It will bring a lot more people into legendary, to because if you was, let's just say you're, 400-500 mil and you're fighting 1 billion people with, 80, 90, and I don't even know what the collector level goes up to at the moment.
90,
Versus
99, something like that.
okay, versus you're fighting someone who's only 50 collector level, you'd feel more, well, maybe I'll give that a try. And I
Yep.
think that might end up boosting them up. Restricted in my eyes should be restricted. If you're playing in a restricted playthrough, you should be restricted at the end of the day from everything. Whereas if you
Uh,
go onto the classic mode, you're free will to go and use all the extra stuff you want. I think that's the only way they're really going to be able to fix it.
they have to limit the collector level. The collector level itself
Yeah.
is the biggest variable in the equation. It's the variable that they have the most influence. There's a reason why you don't see this power on the battlefield because it would be outrageous. Nobody would
Yeah.
attack you, realize how strong you become. So they hide this power for a reason. They're pretty smart about it. So if you limit that collector level, maybe limit the exclusive lounge officer, we may have a chance. We may have something interesting because if you start to limit something, then people will start to exploit another weakness. They will go with exclusive officer. They will try to find the human being is a smart person. He will try to find this exploit. So you really have to make sure that you control everything so you gather more people into this battlefield so everyone is not on the same level, but it's more equitable. It's fair
A
and
much closer median of people instead
exactly.
of it just being top heavy.
Exactly. So that could, I think it's a good idea. We're up to some. You're up to something. It's your idea. I'm not gonna steal it. But it's a great idea. The collector level exclusive lounge officers. Oh my, just those alone.
Change the whole battlefield.
Oh, it's. I mean, I love it. It's beautiful, but I like put
We
yourself in
know it's
those
not going to
shoes of the
happen. Let's.
victim. You're getting slapped pretty hard, and you're wondering what is happening here. No wonder why some commanders they don't want anything to do with legendary. It's too difficult. So if it's too difficult, it's not worth it. That's it for today's friend. What do you think? Would you think that Scope's idea is good? I think it's great. Lilith, are you listening? So there's a position you can hire this guy. It's a good idea. Seriously, it is. That would maybe give a legendary a second chance to live on. I remember back in the days we had multiple legendary one battlefield, and then it started slowly to decrease to the point that in one rotation there's not even enough alliance for a gold one. Imagine that. So it's not gonna get better if You guys don't fix the game. You guys Lilith, okay? That's it for today's friend. Let us know what you think. Your comments are always welcome. I try to read every single comments. Until then, I wish you a great day. See ya.
Take care, everyone. Remember, like his video now. Do it.